Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm with a 2023 Lexus LX600. So the LX600 replaced the LX570 last year. For 2023, it pretty much carries over from the brand new 2022 model, so not a whole lot of change. But this new generation of the LX is very different from the previous. It still has most of the same off-road capabilities, still has most of the same interior in terms of the design, but there are a few changes back there. There's also a bunch of changes under here. V8 engine, gone. This is now powered by a 3.6 liter turbocharged V6. You'll find that engine in a bunch of Toyota's vehicles now. It's in the Tundra, it's in the Sequoia, it's in a bunch of their large vehicles now. In here, it actually produces more horsepower than the V8 had by about 5, so it's 409 horsepower now. And that horsepower comes pretty early, it's pretty quick. So yeah, beautiful engine. I will give lots of props for that. Toyota did a very good job on this engine. I really like it. It drives like a gasoline engine, but also with properties of a diesel. So it ramps power fairly early, just like a diesel would with a good turbo on it, but it's not sluggish getting to that power ramp. So you just feel the power in a nice kind of a peak and then a plateau. So it goes up to that peak pretty quick and then plateaus for a long time. Very nicely done. As you can hear, it is very windy and bitter cold out here. Actually, we've got a cold front coming in. So I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm going to kind of hurry this along. So you can see that Lexus still likes their giant maw of a front grille, but on this one, it doesn't look terrible because it is a big vehicle, so it all kind of comes together. Deep groove right here. You can still see the corners, so unlike the Tundra, that's one of my big complaints with the Tundra, you can still see the corners because this isn't so high that it blocks it from your view. So easy to maneuver. It is good on the highway. Fuel economy, however, is not better. Fuel economy is slightly better than it was before. It's EPA rated at 22 miles a gallon on the highway. Chances are you will not see that number. You'll be more in the 19 and 20 range. I was getting about 20 and a half. So I don't think most people are going to see the 22 on the highway the EPA says it can get. A lot of that is, one, this is the F-Sport model, so it's got a little more going on for that reduces fuel economy a little bit. On the EPA paperwork, it's 1 point, so there you go. Bigger wheels, the cushy ride that it creates, which is great. Reduces fuel economy a little bit because it adds weight. And then, so let's look at, now that we've talked about that, let's look at design really quick, and then we'll go inside it because I'm going to freeze to death. My fingers are going numb. So from the side, you can see that the design is similar to what it was before in that it is a large SUV, but it is a little more refined. The last one was very plain in terms of its design properties. They were going for kind of that minimalistic look, and I think that now that we're moving away from that culturally, Toyota has done a good job of jumping forward and coming up with something better. So this Lexus design here has more definition around the fenders, both front and rear. That makes it look a little bigger, a little beefier, as it were. They have a lot more rolling lines happening. So the bodywork stays fairly plain. Not a whole lot of going on, but it rolls, and it rolls beautifully. It's a really nice look. So you can see it rolls away here. That creates your belt line there, comes down. There's a divot there, and then the running board. Really nicely done. These are functional steps, and you might need them if you buy this, especially if you're a little bit shorter. Toyota's famous Vortex creators appear throughout this, just little bumps here and there to change how the airflow moves. Toyota really takes advantage of those in order to improve slipperiness through the air. Now these will not make up for the fact that that giant roof rack is on there. That is an option, it is not required, but those cross rails on the roof rack, fully functional and also removable, but you do have to have a wrench. So wonderfully done on the design. I really do like the look. I love Lexus wheels. They always look really awesome. And then, yeah, just a smooth look with the signature kind of Lexus point on the back greenhouse right before that pillar. So nice look overall. Let's look at the working and the cargo area, and then we'll get inside it. So the back of the SUV has changed a little bit from the previous generation. It is flatter, I think is the best way to put it. So not as much roundness going on, a little bit flatter, a little more accent on the spoiler up top here, and just some nice, fine, simple lines. The lighting goes all the way across now, and then you can see the badging and so forth. There is a trailer hitch hidden under here, a hitch receiver. This is capable of towing, and of course if you buy a big SUV like this, you're expecting that. One of the reasons to be able to tow is the fact that because this has 3 rows, the cargo space can get limited if you're carrying a lot of people. So right here, this is the cargo space with the 3rd row deployed. So if you have both of these seats up, this is all you got. With them down, you have plenty. You go way back. There's a lot of room back there. This has a little Lexus first aid kit. You could move it from there. It's just kind of Velcroed right there. But the seats here, electronically released, so you can use buttons here to just use the electrics to fold them, or you can do it manually using this tether right here. Tie downs all the way around. You can see one of them is right here. There's a similar one on that corner up there, and then back here there are tie downs that are underneath this mat right here in the corners. Then you also have some grocery hook tie downs, and there is an optional cargo cover. This doesn't have it in it, and honestly, I don't know why you would want to have it, because it's just going to get in the way. Now, under here there is your tools. There's a couple of extras, just little things. There's a locking hubcap or a locking lug nut in there as an extra in case you want to lock your spare tire, which is underneath. And just a nice in here, there are USBs on the 3rd row back here, as well as drink holders and such on the other wall. So you can sit a total of 5, 6, 7 in this. The ones in the back are not going to be very comfortable. There's only about this much space between the top of the seat and the floor, so it's not totally comfortable. I would mostly use this for kids, but otherwise nicely done on the other seats. Let's go talk about those. So back here in the 2nd row, nicely done seats, a little bit short for somebody my size. I'm 6'3", but really every car is like that. It's very rare that I get into the back seat of a vehicle and feel fully comfortable just because of my size. But really nice back here, tons of headroom. I've got another, that's more than 2 inches up there. So nice headroom, nice shoulder room. If you do have 3 across, it is going to be a little more cramped, but still not too bad. There are built-in window shades. Mark Levinson stereo with speakers here, back there, all the way around. Beautifully done stereo in this. You've got Bluetooth receivers up here so that when you're driving along and there's a conversation happening on the phone or something, the people in this row can still be a part of it. You have access to the center console. You can open it with a button back here, which is rare, but it's really cool. It opens sideways when you do it that way. And that allows the people in the back to have access to what's up there. You also have heated and cooled seats on the outboards back here, plus full climate control. This is tri-zone in here. So wonderful setup, really nicely done. I really like the F-Sport, the red, offsets the usual black on black with some silver accent kind of stuff that gets really boring after a while. I really do like the brushed aluminum and other stuff that's in here, so well done there. Storage is okay. There's the seat back stuff right here. There's a spot for a water bottle, and that's about it right there. If you don't have somebody in the in the middle right here, you have drink holders here and a little storage cubby, but that's it. So storage is a little minimal. That could be improved on this. Oh, and USBs. There are USBs back here. USB-A's. Let's go talk about the driver's seat, and then we'll wrap this up. So up here in the driver's seat, very comfortable. Signature Lexus interior, really nicely done, feels really good. I like the steering and handling in this. It feels really good for a large SUV. You have a lot of amenities depending on your packaging, but you know, heated seats and all of that are in here. Tri-zone climate, I mentioned that before, and just a nice overall layout. What we don't have in this is, as far as I can tell, there is no camera for this mirror. In a vehicle this big, that is a big boon. It's kind of a new thing, but it's becoming more and more common across the line in different automakers, and I would love to see it here just to give better visibility out the back. I'll show you a photo so you get a better picture of it, but here is a double screen up here. Now, the picture I'm showing you, it's running so you can see what's on those screens. The bottom screen is mostly climate stuff and similar sorts of things, drive modes, that sort of thing, vehicle information. So it's all contained down there, easy to get through, fast to flip through those pages and do it. And then the top is the actual infotainment. So that is where your music and your Bluetooth and everything else is happening. It's a good setup. Normally I don't like dual screens, but in this, they did a really good job of it. It's well done. And that's a big step forward because until recently, Lexus had the worst infotainment in the industry. And now they've gone away from that touchpad thing that sucked, and they've gone to this touch screen with way more intuitive and crisper graphics. So much improvement right there. That is a lot of improvement for this. So and then you have a lot of comfort and a lot of adjustability and just a good drive quality. It just feels good to drive this. The downer, of course, is that fuel economy. So yeah, I think it's time to wrap this up. Okay, wrap this up. So 2023 Lexus LX 600, really well done overall. Nice, posh, and everything you expect out of Lexus. A lot of improvement throughout. Better engine, in my opinion. Transmission matches beautifully with that. The infotainment is much better than Lexus has ever had before. Pretty good seating, especially in the first and second rows. Pretty good cargo if you're not using the third row. And towing is decent. I think I threw those numbers up on the screen earlier. Towing is okay, especially for the size of the vehicle. And just overall well done. The biggest downer being fuel economy. It's still pretty subpar. You're not going to get the EPA number. I don't think anybody's going to be getting that very easily, but a big improvement over previous, because with the LX 570, it was pretty rare to break 20 miles a gallon at any point, even downhill, right, coasting. So yeah, it's a big improvement there. Overall, really well done vehicle. I really like the F Sport editions with the red on the inside and the other stuff that goes with it. But even in its base model, this is a very, very posh, nicely done vehicle. And that's it. That's what I got. This is Aaron, 2023 Lexus LX 600. Talk to you again soon.